For over a decade, the whispers of change have echoed through the halls of Zimbabwe's higher education. In a landscape often dominated by tradition, a powerful movement began to take root, a movement championed by the Female Students Network, or FSN. Since its inception, FSN has been at the forefront, challenging norms and championing gender equality and inclusive leadership. Their mission? To empower young women to rise, to lead, and to transform the very fabric of campus democracy. This is the story of the Pathfinders.
As an organization, I think from the inception period, we've been grappling about male dominance and male supremacy in our tertiary institutions, where we see most of our female students were not involved in decision-making processes. But as we speak, FSN has managed to really motivate and mobilize young women in higher and tertiary education institutions to be involved in leadership and in decision-making processes at campus.
The path to leadership for women in these spaces was rarely smooth. Deep-rooted gender norms and societal expectations often stood as formidable barriers, making the idea of a female student president a distant dream for many.
We all know as women where we come from or where we grow up. We don't have that eager to lead, and we don't have that much knowledge, because the community always says a woman cannot be a president, a woman cannot lead.
That was not an easy journey. Trust me, it wasn't. It's as if you're penetrating through the patriarchal society, learning to be the head of the men, yet the men understand they have to be the leaders.
But it wasn't an easy journey. I faced so many challenges. I still remember when I got elected, when I won the election, all the guys here, they started to say, let us wear some pants, some petticoats, because we are being ruled by a petticoat government. This is the barrier that I faced here at Catholic University of Zimbabwe.
I was the first vice president of the Zimbabwe National Students Union and rose through the ranks. I was mandated by the National Council to become the first Zimbabwe National Students President. Though to date it remains controversial, but I was given the mandate and I delivered as one of the first female student president. Before I joined the students movement, I was also the first female president of Mutare Polytechnic for the Student Representative Council. That's how I was identified by the Zimbabwe National Students Union. Then I joined as the NEC member. So this is my story. It was never easy. I think maybe all appreciate that being a woman and also being in political circles, though it was at student level, it was real politics. The fact that I also made it through to become the female president, it was also political.
But FSN saw not just the challenge, but the immense potential. Through targeted programs, mentorship, campaign support, and capacity building, they began to equip young women with the tools, confidence, and networks needed to contest and win influential positions. Positions like Student Representative Council presidents, vice presidents, and secretary generals.
From the support, I remember FSN rallying behind me during the campaign, advising me and kind of mentoring me during the campaign.
During my campaigns, Female Students Network Trust was the organization that helped me to campaign. It helped me to also give people hope that they can always trust in me, because so many ladies came out, so many ladies that I didn't think would come out to help me, but because of FSNT, I was able to have that support.
But FSN helped me, it built my knowledge, it helped me to capacitate me with enough knowledge so that I can lead the students very well.
FSN has been of great help, especially when I was campaigning to be the SRC president. They used to motivate me that you can do it. You have shown it previously, so now you can do it.
I used to know Eva Nice from Female Student Network. He was coming to Mutare Teachers College
and she was advocating for women's rights through leadership development and mentorship programs. That lady is my role model. She used to equip us with knowledge and skills so that we may become effective leaders. She was teaching us how to overcome challenges, how to listen to other students' grievances, and try to find the possible solutions to curb those problems that were faced by other students.
I am a beneficiary of Female Student Network. I was once a student at University of Technology. That's when I started interacting with Female Student Network. This happened in 2016 when I fell pregnant for my first son. Female Student Network came through and assisted me through it all. They had to be the negotiators between my family and the boy's family, and we handled everything through them. They assisted me financially, emotionally, and even socially. Female Student Network impacted in my life in such a great way that in as much as I ended up dropping out of that university, I never stopped going to school. I ended up holding a diploma in shipping and logistics. I also ended up studying for a diploma in education, majoring in computer science. This all came through because of the assistance I got from Female Student Network.
Female Students Network, before it grew to where it is right now, she used to be a comrade, would support each other, would strategize. During our time, we call them Takwita Tsoro, we would sit, in our own spaces and plan, what are we going to do, what strategies are we going to use. She's always been there, and hats off to her. FSN has grown and it has molded a lot of people. It has gone international. It is because she was determined. And some of us, we saw it grow, we were part of it. They also molded us into better people, into who we are. Encouragement, you name it, they're always there.
These are the Pathfinders, young women who, with FSN's unwavering support, dared to step up and lead. Their stories are not just personal victories, they represent a significant shift, challenging the status quo and inspiring a new generation.
My name is Adele. I am a lecturer at Midland State University in the Department of Governance and Public Management. Thank you for allowing me to share with you my journey that I took 10 years ago as a student leader here at the Midland State University, where I was elected as the first female student representative council president, the SRC president, yes. And by then it was just Female Students Network. So my first encounter was when I had just won the elections, and I got invited to a leadership conference. I think it was a leadership training workshop. Yeah, it was a leadership training workshop that was hosted by FSN at Zesa Training Center. Yes, and the facilitator was none other than Mrs. Salidura Nube, the phenomenal Sali Nube. And by then, that was the time I met Auntie Eva Nice Mnando. Oh, she was such a lovely, pleasant woman, And the training, I believe that training workshop came at the right time for me, when I was just beginning my journey into office. Equipped me with the right, tools and the skills of being an effective leader, of being a good leader, how to meet expectations of your electorate, the people who have voted you into office. Yeah. So honestly, I thank FSNT for intervention. It was myself amongst other female leaders from other universities. Yeah.
Some of my other accomplishments here at Catholic University included drafting the new SRC constitution. redefining governance here at Catholic University. And also we got to implement the first anti-sexual harassment policy here at Catholic University of Zimbabwe, safeguarding the learning environment. We also got to implement the second canteen, offering variety of food options. The first canteen was very expensive, so students used to move out of the university campus to look for food, and now food is affordable.
I managed to start Female Students Network Trust Club. It was there, and we managed to be very vibrant there. Also, we managed to revive the HAPIA, which is the Higher Polytechnic Peer Education Club. Those also had died a natural death at Harare Poly.
To tell my children about these leadership roles, which also inspired my daughter, by then who was at Bindura University, that is 2012 to 2015. And when she heard that a vice president was needed by then, she vowed to become a leader. So I can say I was a role model to one of my daughters, who is Justina Macheka. She managed to be Buse president from 2012 to 2015.
Behind every success story, there is an ecosystem of support. The vision of FSN would not have been fully realized without the crucial and sustained investment from partners like the African Women's Development Fund, AWDF.
Through AWDF, we got funding to have a baseline survey, which was the first for the organization, but also the first in tertiary institutions, for us to be able to get statistics regarding young women in tertiary institutions. So some of the key things that came out of that baseline survey in 2015 included things like awareness raising on sexual harassment. It was quite prevalent at that time and nothing was being raised. There was also an issue of rights awareness, basically for young women to know what their rights are. And then there was also an issue of establishing relations with the tertiary institutions for us to be able to ensure that the work that we ought to do and the work that we wanted to do was going to be successful.
And with the support from AWDF, we are also envisaged to undertake a complementary role towards capacity building of institutions through the administrators, and also to ensure that our students are aware that now there's a policy, and so that they're able also to utilize the policy by reporting sexual harassment.
AWDF, alongside other strategic allies, recognize the profound potential in strengthening feminist student leadership pipelines. Their commitment has provided the bedrock upon which FSN's programs have flourished, enabling countless young women to access the opportunities they needed to lead. This is the power of strategic partnership in action.
At the Tertiary Education Service Council, we view our partnership with FSN as a strategic collaboration. We deeply value our strategic collaboration with the Female Students Network. Their work with female students across our tertiary institutions directly complements our mandate and enhances the educational ecosystem we oversee. In terms of alignment with our strategic priorities, Female Student Network plays a pivotal role in empowering young women, encouraging them to assume leadership positions, participate in decision-making spaces, and pursue their academic goals with confidence. Their provision of counseling and psychosocial support is particularly impactful. We view mental wellness not as a luxury but as a necessity for academic success, and the Female Student Network service align perfectly with our strategic priorities for student well-being and holistic development.
We also work with the Female Student Network to raise awareness on sexual harassment, which is a problem. It is problematic in in our higher learning institutions. We, as a ministry, they invite us, and together with the Ministry of Higher Education, we do sensitization meetings or dialogues with the female students in various colleges, universities, and in Harare, where they are working. They also do psychosocial support to students and mentorship.
So my name is Virginia Mwanigwa, Chief Executive Officer, Zimbabwe Gender Commission, and we have been working with Female Students Network. Back in the day when it was Female Students Network Trust, and now it is Female Students Network. And they've been a major strategic partner for us as far as our work around tertiary institutions is concerned. Where initially we took them as a repository for information because of the work that they already do within our tertiary institutions. And then as we started consolidating our relationship, we would also partner on different aspects of the Zimbabwe Gender Commission work. They are in our thematic working groups around issues of participation and decision making, around issues of health, also around issues of constitutional and legal affairs. But more recently, we've actually signed a partnership agreement, an MOU signed, where Zimbabwe Gender Commission and Female Students Network will partner as we carry out the national inquiry into sexual harassment within our tertiary institutions.
Mentors, often seasoned leaders themselves, have shared their wisdom and guidance, shaping the paths of these young trailblazers. And critically, institutions themselves have begun to embrace the shift, recognizing the value of gender-inclusive governance and the immense contributions of empowered female students.
We have been working very well with FSN for the past, I can say, for the past 8 years. That is also when I also joined in Masvingo Polytechnic as the Dean of Students Affairs. We have been working very well with the FSN organization, especially with female students for Masvingo Polytechnic. And we also managed to have several female students campaigns with this organization. If my memory serves me well, I still remember having an event whereby we invited FSN to help us with the training of our Masvingo Polytechnic female students leaders.
And I'm just grateful that FSN has just started a mentorship program. I think it is a very good program, given that maybe during our time you just naturally find your own mentor. But now this is deliberate, that people are going to be paired, and I'm so happy that maybe also be telling someone, mentoring them, walking them through the journey, telling them, the landmines to look out for and what to do to become even better.
I think what we dream of as a network is to see female students helping other female students. So what are we saying? We want to see peer-to-peer empowerment, where those whom we have trained and those who have managed to come through the organization are also able to impact the same knowledge even to their peers, be it at community level, be it at institutional level, even at national level. We want to see a link and a network of young women who are going to really contribute meaningfully to the transformation and through representation of young people or young women in the national discourse in terms of national leadership.
The path has been forged. The voices have been amplified. As we look towards a future of true transformative change, the stories of the Pathfinders remind us that when we empower one woman, we empower a generation. The journey continues.